Really? What's up guys, Daminator1, 2 and 2, and it's a card discussion about the new Spyral crap. Whoa boy, here's a really annoying video that I gotta make, and if you watched any other Yu-Gi tubers, you would know why this is so frustrating. Konami seems to like to take a really cool idea, like a secret agent deck, that completely relies on you getting information about what your opponent is doing and playing and using it against them, which in theme makes a hell of a lot of sense, and making it suck. Because God forbid we have cool, innovative decks. No, they gotta be broken to gate everything, and then OTK decks, and all the things that are neat are bad, or used in other decks inappropriately like kaijus. But anyway, the interesting thing about these TCG archetypes are it seems that Konami puts a lot of thought into creating decks that work the way their theme would suggest. A bunch of demons from the underworld to have a bunch of effects in the graveyard. Oh, cool, that makes sense for Burning Abyss. Hey, you're playing a sports themed deck with Ultra Athletes and they have an offensive team and a defensive team and you can switch between them at the end of your turn. Oh, cool, that makes some sense. Cosmos, the force users are psychic types and they get in ships. It's like Star Wars. Okay, yeah, that makes some sense. Subterrors are a bunch of underground monsters that are giant flip effect monsters, so they come up out of the ground. Cool. And we have Spyral. Spyrals are a super agent themed deck that completely relies on you knowing what your opponent's cards are at any given time. So you have to use sneaky espionage style methods in order to know your opponent's next cards in their deck in order to control their board. Hey, that's cool. Is it good? No. Anyway, what do the new cards do? First up is my favorite. Technically, she's not even a Spyral card. Spygal Misty. Spygal. Cause Spyral, Spygal is a joke. I'm really glad Konami decided to ruin a great card for a joke. And what does she do? Well, number one, she's not a Spyral card, so she's not searchable by resort, which is really ass. Oh, you can get her out with Magician's Navigate or Summoner Monk if you're playing some crazy build of the deck, but if you're trying to play pure, that shit ain't gonna work. Anyway, when she is normal or special summoned, you can declare the type of card your opponent has at the top of their deck, whether it's a spell, trap, or a monster, and if you guess right, you draw a card. She's an immediate +1. And she's not actually a Spyral. Just for the record, that draw effect isn't once per turn, so if you could somehow spam her repetitively, you can just keep drawing. Yeah, that's really good, except she's not a Spyral, so Spyral Gear Big Red doesn't summon her from the graves. It doesn't work. They knew what they were doing too. They gave her a bomb effect and made her completely ass in the deck and just laughed at us. Spygal. What's her other effect? It's a quick effect where once per turn, if you control Spyral Super Agent, you can bounce a Super Agent and bounce one card your opponent controls. A quick effect Kieran style ability with a normal summonable monster? That's phenomenal. That's really good. Magician's Navigate or that circle trap card thing for the win, I guess. But she's not the only monster we got. We also got Spyral Tough. This one's actually a Spyral, you sexist Konami. And the cool thing about Tough is he counts as Spyral Super Agent in the hand or graveyard. God damn it. He's exactly what Misty should do. Count as Spyral Super Agent in the hand or graveyard, because she should be a Super Agent too. Once per turn, you can declare the top card of their deck, whether it's a spell, trap, or a monster, and destroy one card on the field. Oh, he's a control style card, just like Super Agent and Misty. Which means that this deck, I think its win condition is pop and bounce and spin all your opponent's crap until they're out of resources and then bludgeon them with the 1900 beat sticks. Unless you have drone, then they're boosted. Wait. Drone boosts based on the number of cards your opponent controls, yet the rest of the deck is based on spot removal. Contradictory cards aside, Tough's actually okay. probably the best support we could get in a normal summonable monster. So yeah, another really good card in a deck that will fail to use it properly. But hey, with any good Spyrals, they need more gadgets and missions in order to do stuff, make money. And there's two sub-archetypes to the Spyral archetype, which are Spyral missions and Spyral gear. Basically, Spyral missions are the missions that go on, and the Spyral gear is the gadgets that Quick Fix gives them, because he's like Q, and Super Agent's like James Bond, I guess. And we got a pretty nifty little Spyral gear this time in the form of a normal trap card, Spyral gear, Handy Cable. Handy Cable's a neat little trap card. While you control Spyral Super Agent, you can target one card your opponent controls and place it on the top of their deck. It's Phoenix Wing Wind Blast without the discard. Sure, you gotta control one specific monster for it to work, but it's the one specific monster that this deck has absolutely no problem playing to the field, so you got that going for you. And what's better is that it actually has synergy with the way the deck functions, because you can now pretty much 100% guess the card that you put on the top of their deck because you physically put it there, unless you're an idiot and you forgot. Overall, spinning to the top of the deck is really disruptive and a pretty solid way of dealing with cards. Extra deck monsters will go back to the extra deck and you'll lose the benefit of knowing what their next card is, but it's non-destruction removals. You know, count your blessings. But hey, we also have to have a mission to take that cable on, I guess. And that is our new continuous trap, Spyral Recapture. Now, this card is really neat, and it follows the theme that it seems to be all TCG exclusive archetypes get, in that the last trap support is always a weird continuous trap. I don't know why. It also has a grave effect, which seems to be the thing to do lately. Anyway, what does it do? Well, like the other mission card, it destroys itself after a set amount of turns, in this case 3. And when one of your Spyral monsters, not just your Super Agent, so that's the thing, is special summoned to the field, you get to take control of one of your opponent's monsters for the turn. Hey, Snatch Steal. Alright, it's continuous, so you can keep doing it. Keep taking crap and screw him up. Except that monster can't attack directly this turn. Oh, boo. Sure, you can use their monster to smack into something else they control, but if they only have one big boss monster or something, what are you doing with it? I mean, sure, taking your opponent's monster, sacking it for something, or synchroing with it, or exceeding with it is always cool, always good, and main phase 2 is a great time to do all that crap. However, this deck doesn't really play tuners unless you want to do that, and unless you're making a rank 4 exceed play, your opponent is probably not going to give you anything particularly useful. It's kind of frustrating you don't just get to at least keep the monster forever, because in order to get this card to activate, you got to do something weird as it is, like special summoning a monster. And because that monster can't attack directly, you're finding yourself having a hard time figuring out what to do with it. But okay. It also has a graveyard effect. You can banish this thing from your graveyard to protect one Spyral monster you control from destruction or battle. Hey, that's neat. But, I mean, it's either going to the graveyard because your opponent destroyed it via card effect, or it just lasted 3 turns and popped itself, although the duel will never last that long. But if it does, hey, Super Agent didn't get Regeki'd. Wingo. Overall, if this is the last of the support, I can't remember if we get a 4th set or not. Pretty lackluster, and it's kind of a shame because otherwise this deck would have been really cool. Ugh, Spy Kill. Anyway guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the deck. I think it's still a really cool deck, even if the last support was not exactly what the deck needed. It really needed a win condition. But anyway guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and if you don't troll the meta, Konami will totally stick random Gs and stuff and screw up your entire fucking deck. Anyway guys, I'll see you guys next time with fucking shit.